What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new franchise mode series on NHL 22. In our last franchise mode, we managed the Colorado Avalanche. It was a very successful franchise series. I had a blast making it, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much for the support on that series. So here we go. We are starting a brand new franchise series, and this time we're going to be managing the Montreal Canadiens. So this is going to be a pretty interesting challenge because unlike Colorado, where we're already starting with a pretty stacked roster, we're going to have to do some rebuilding here on the Habs. Got a lot of terrible contracts, just not a lot of great things going on there right now. But the bright side is we do have several very good key pieces that we can build around. We got Caulfield, Suzuki, and Romanov back on the defensive core there. So we got a few key pieces that we're going to build around. So I actually do like the outlook of this team. Think, we can definitely get them back to being a playoff team and hopefully a Stanley Cup contender. I have high hopes. We're going to probably have some pretty good draft picks to play with here. My plan is to get rid of the bad contracts, free up some cap space, and basically go from there, see who we can get in the draft and trades, signings, all that good stuff, all while keeping the team relatively young. We do have some very good prospects, surprisingly, down in the minors, so that's good to see. So this team is going to be fun to manage, it's going to be fun to rebuild them, and I'm very excited for what we can do with this organization. I hope you're looking forward to seeing what's to come in this new series. As always, guys, if you enjoy the video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. The support helps me out a ton. So we're going to get right into this franchise series here, guys, and we're going to be starting with the 2022-23 season. I knew 21-22 because obviously the season's over for the Habs. We're in the playoffs now. So we're just going to be starting from the 2022-23 season, and we're going to do, just like the Avalanche, 12 seasons on this franchise series. I hope you're looking forward to it. Enjoy the video. Alright guys, so we're getting into our first season with the Canadiens here, the 2022-23 season. So basically what I did was I just ended up simming through the 21-22 season since it's, over for the Habs. The funny thing is that we actually almost made the playoffs last season. I think we were like 2 points out of the wild card spot. But I did just want to show you, to jump right in here, we did trade Carey Price to the Chicago Blackhawks in exchange for a second round pick next year and a third round pick in 2024. This was a pretty good trade. We ended up retaining about $2 million of Carey Price's salary. Sorry Habs fans, sorry Price fans, but that contract was, I understand what went on behind the scenes and why they had to sign him, but the contract was terrible. It doesn't change the fact that it was an awful, awful contract at 35 years old, especially in a video game. With simulations, 5 years at over $10 million. Like, he's taking up so much cap space for us, and we're rebuilding this team. So, like, we're not dealing with that. We got rid of that. So just want to show our lines for this season. We made some free agent signings. You'll notice some new names here. Basically reworked our fourth line here. We signed Bugstad and Vetrano to 1-year contracts, which I liked, honestly. Our top line is honestly really good. Caulfield, Suzuki, and Anderson getting a +2. So it's basically like a 92 playing with an 89 and an 87. So actually a very good first line. Second line is quite solid as well. And then we honestly have some pretty decent depth. Bugstad, they're great center, big guy, very physical. So I honestly like how our forwards are looking this year. And then our defense here, pretty solid. Clegg and Merrill, they're 79s, but Clegg's 24, so he's definitely going to grow. I like these pairings. They have that positive correlation, especially on the top line. Romanov is our guy. Like, he is our defenseman of the future. He's 84 overall and only 22. He's got a lot of room to grow. Now, for our goalies, we called Primo up. He's 23 and an 80. So, I know he may not play that well in real life, but for a simulation, that's very impressive, actually. And then we went on and signed Georgiev. He'll be our starter this year. He's 26 and 82, so he actually does have room to grow depending on how he plays. Pretty good stats. Like, he's pretty well-rounded. We signed him for 3 seasons at $2.1 million, so it's kind of a steal for us, honestly. And then real quick, guys, I did just want to show you our contracts going into this because we did do some re-signs. So we had Caulfield's contract coming up. We sent him an extension offer. Not sure about Juan yet, but we'll reassess that. However, Romanov here, we signed him $5.9 million for the next 6 seasons. That's a very good ad for us. So I'll take him about halfway through this franchise series here. I really like that. And Kel Clegg here, I believe we gave him 4 years. Oh, 2. So we just gave him 2. I'm an idiot. But 2 years at 1.3. Again, he's 24.79. He has room to grow. That's a very good, very good signing for him. We'll probably look to trade Savard this year. Look at our right winger situations. Again, Bukestad, we just signed to 1 year there. Then we have, probably going to look to trade Gallagher here. 30 years old, 83 overall. He's making $6.5 million for the next 5 seasons. Like, no way, no shot. So probably going to look to trade him. Anderson there, I'm not crazy about the contract, but he's still, he's 28 years old, so that's fine. Here we got Hoffman. Probably going to look to trade him as well. Then we have Vetrano on the 1 year filling in. We'll see how he does. Our centers are pretty locked in. Polling's probably going to ask for a decent raise. He's 23 and 81, so he's got a good room to grow. But overall, let's take a look at the goalies here. Got Georgiev locked in. Primo, definitely going to ask for a raise next year, but he's deserving of it. If you look at our AHL team, we got Blomqvist. We drafted him in the 3rd round in the 22 draft, and he'll be our starter. 19 years old, already a 70, looking very solid for us. And then we also had a good center here that we signed. This Rutger McGroarty. Love that name. He's 18 years old, 72. We selected him in the 1st round. As you can see here, some of the stats are very high. He's already 88 speed, 90 deking. Hands look good, shots look good. So, and he does have these 2 superstar abilities. So he's going to be, I feel like he's going to be very good for us. Got a medium top 6 potential. So we'll see if that goes up or down. But overall, guys, I actually like the looks of this team this year. So we're going to jump right into simulation here. We're going to sim up to the new year, January 1st, 2023, and see how we do then. Again, we're rebuilding, so it would be pretty cool if we came out strong here, but we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, so Cole Caulfield decided to renew his contract. I can't remember the years we gave him, but he wanted like 8.4 million, and we actually sent him an 8 million offer. So that's a good ad for us. We lock him in there. Very good player. Definitely, going to be one of the faces of this franchise moving forward. So really like that we were able to lock him in. Guys, I just want to take a look at Caulfield's contract because I didn't remember the amount of years. So we did about just under 8.2. Again, he was asking almost 8.5. So, saves a little bit of cap space on him there. We lock him in for 5 seasons here. So very good signing for us there. Again, face of the franchise. We're going to continue simming here out to the new year, guys. Alright guys, in a new year, January 1st, 2023, we have a record of 18-14-4, good for 40 points, tied for last in the Atlantic, but not last in the league. There are several teams doing a lot worse than us, so I'll take that as a dub, honestly. Only 5 points out of that second wildcard spot, so it's honestly not a far-fetched idea that we can make the playoffs. But honestly, us finishing down lower on the league is pretty good considering this draft class is super strong. You got like Michkov and Connor Bedard, so very strong draft class. Brendan Yeager's in it, so we want to get a decent pick. We have a lot of second rounders though. We have 4 second round picks this season, so I'm sure we're going to be able to get some very good picks out of it. So, I'd love to see us make the playoffs, but I'm not going to be devastated if we don't. So we're going to sim up to the trade deadline here. I may look to move Savard and Gallagher, but we'll get into the simulation and see what we want to do then. Alright guys, heading into the trade deadline, we have a record of 28, 26, and 8. Obviously not great. We have 64 points, but honestly, there are so many teams doing a lot worse than we are. The Flyers there, 15 and 37. Jesus. I mean, so compared to the rest of the league, like, I don't know, this year the league just looks not great. Like, if we were in the Western Conference, we'd be right where the Predators are. We'd be right, above the Flames. So, Caulfield there, 75 points in 62 games. He's killing it. And we're going to hit a trade deadline. I do think I want to move maybe Gallagher. I probably am going to move Savard somewhere. So we'll see how that goes. We're just checking our AHL team. 35, 24, and 4. So they're doing quite well. We like to see that. Where are they? 4th in the North Division. So not terrible, but, we'd like to see them be doing a little better. But again, can't complain about that. So let's head into the trade line here, guys, and see what we want to do. Alright guys, I'm trying to make this trade happen at the end of the deadline here, offering Brendan Gallagher and Sami Niku to the Kings in exchange for Gabe Vilardi. See here, Vilardi's 23 and an 83 overall, whereas Gallagher is 30 and an 83 overall. So if I feel like Vilardi can get more ice time with us, fits into our third line very nicely. So we're going to see what they say to this. Hopefully they say yes, they like both of our guys. And they accept it. Very good. So we dumped $6.5 million cap space onto the Kings there. So that was a good trade for us. Vilardi's going to be a good add, I feel. And we're coming up on the end of the trade deadline here. Alright, so the trade deadline's over, guys. We actually did end up making the last trade of the deadline here. Good trade for us. Pretty big trade, sending away Gallagher, but he's 30, had 5 years left on his contract at $6.5 million. That's just too much. Gabe Vilardi's young, again 23 years old, and already the same overall as Gallagher, and he'll fit nicely into our third line there. So lots of draft picks moving around here. LA getting Matt Murray from Ottawa. Big trade there. Washington getting Jacob Trouba from Arizona. And Arizona getting 2 second-round picks, one this season and one in 2024. Colorado getting Chris Weidman. Wow. Seattle getting Nathan Gaucher and a third-round pick. That's a big trade. They sent Carson Soucy back to Washington. And then Arizona flipped Jacob Trouba. And New York got Patrice Bergeron. Wow, and Buffalo gets Mark Giordano there from San Jose. Here's a very big trade. Gostisbehere and Talbot going to Edmonton in exchange for Philip Broberg and a second. Oh, Arizona, they got a good trade there. That was good for them. Any other big trades? No, I feel like the Gostisbehere Talbot trade was probably the biggest one. Then, Jacob Trouba moving around, pretty big. And then, honestly, I'd say our trade was pretty decent. Sending out Gallagher, getting Vilardi back in return. So I'm happy with this trade deadline. Not as active, but still think that was a good add for us headed down the stretch here. He does have 2 years left on his contract, and he's at the bare minimum. I think he's at like $975K, so that's very good for us. Alright guys, we're going to sim out to the end of the 2022-23 season. Don't think we're going to make the playoffs unless we're going an insane run. But we're in a pretty good position to get like a decent draft pick this year, so hopefully we can solidify a decent shot at getting a relatively good luck in the lottery this year. So we'll go sim out to the end of the regular season here. Alright guys, so as expected, we did not win the playoffs, but you take a look at the matchups here. Pretty good matchups actually. Kind of interesting there that Dallas is playing the Flames this season in the playoffs. And then look at the Eastern Conference here, Detroit making the playoffs and Buffalo, so that's pretty weird. But Caulfield killing it, 94 points. You look at our record, 31, 39, and 12. So not good there. I mean, it's okay. It could have been worse, given that we have a lot of young guys on our team. Let's take a look at the stats, though, here. Yeah, Caulfield absolutely killing it. Up there with Suzuki, who was pretty good, actually. Josh Anderson, great for us. Still 28, so we like to see that. Hoffman, all right. Might look to trade him in the offseason, though. 33 years old. Druin, pretty good. Curious to see how Vilardi was for us. So 14 points in 20 games. That's actually pretty good. Only put up 20 with 62 in LA, so that was a good ad for us. I definitely like him on our team. Vetrano down there in the fourth line, putting up 28 points. Quite good, actually. And Bugstad there, 23 points. Pitlick, you know, we only played 63 games, but 26 years old, 85 overall. You definitely want to see more out of him. Then check our defenseman here. Romanov leading the way. Again, minus 30. Wow, yikes. You know, definitely not great, but, you know, he's developing. Our defense definitely is, you know, developing guys. Lots of young defensemen out there. So not going to be too salty about that. Our goalies were not good at all. You know, I just don't know. Looks like Primo was a little bit better. But still pretty rough. Hoping they can just improve over the off season. Maybe they go up. Maybe some of their stats get better. Because, you know, he has 2 shutouts in there, so not terrible. But, again, you'd like to be better. Check how our AHL goalies did. So Blomqvist there, he's only a 70 overall, and he put up very good numbers. So that's what we like to see there. Montembeault taking over as the starter. Not great. I'm curious to see how our... yeah, okay. So 56 points. Not bad, actually. Up to 74 just from the season. So that's good to see there. You know, very impressed with him. 19 years old again. That was our first round pick. So we want to see him developing like that. That's at least good for us. So disappointing season, but you know, what can you do about it? And we'll sim out here, see who wins the Stanley Cup, and see where we end up in the draft. Alright guys, you can see the Stanley Cup finals are between the Edmonton Oilers and Boston Bruins. And there you have it guys, the Stanley Cup champions are the Edmonton Oilers. That's pretty nuts. You know, wouldn't have expected them to go all the way this year, but I guess McDavid's just popping off over there. So we're going to head into the draft here, see, you know, how we end up in the lottery. Hopefully we get a decently high first round pick. And we have 4 second round picks this season, I believe. 4 or 3. Can't remember, but either way, looking pretty good for us. So let's get into the draft, guys. Alright guys, so we have the number 6 pick. That's actually not bad. I see Seattle there jumping from 5 to 1. Oh my gosh. So Philly got screwed. You hate to see it. San Jose kind of got screwed as well. Seattle's probably going to end up picking Bedard. But, you know, not mad with the number 6 pick. There's a lot of great players in this draft here. So let's see who we can get. Alright guys, just take a quick look at this draft class here. As you can see, it's Connor Bedard and Michkov there, projected to go number 1 and 2. See, we have the 6th pick, so let's see who we can get by rank, pretty much. Could potentially get Jaeger or Fantilli here. So we're going to get a medium elite guy, looks like for sure. So there are X factors here. Not, you know, probably not gonna be disappointed with either of them. Even this Otto Stenberg guy, pretty decent actually. But yeah, definitely probably gonna target Jaeger or Fantilli. So let's sim out there to our pick, see how these first few picks go. And they do select Connor Bedard to go into the Seattle Kraken. And the Blues get Michkov. Oh boy, 84 overall. My god, that's a made-up guy. 77, my god, Philly. What the heck? What did they see? What did they find out? So, we do lose out on Fantilli, so it kind of sucks, but we do have Jaeger here. I'm pretty sure, you know, this is going to be the guy we take. A+ shooting, that's crazy. A- senses, A- defense, so he does have make it snappy, elite edges, and tape to tape. So wow, what a very good player here. So yeah, we're definitely gonna take Jaeger. Who is this guy? Why is he put so high up here? But yeah, we're gonna take Jaeger here. I don't know what his overall is. So he's 76 overall. So not a bad pick. I like that. And we'll go to our second round picks again. Lots of picks here in the second round. Alright guys, so I'm gonna select Willie Dwyer. He's 17 years old. We scouted him decently well. He's got an ETA of 3 years, 50-50 lowly potential. He's probably not going to be that, maybe top 6 or top 4. But he does have these X factors and superstar abilities, so I like that about him over the other picks that we have here. So we're going to select him here and see what he is. And he is a low elite. Wow, 67 overall, very solid pick. We do need defensive guys, so go to number 46 here. Probably should be able to get another pretty solid player. Alright guys, we're select Nathan Drapeau, 18 years old. He's got a guaranteed medium top 6 D potential. Fits into our team scheme nicely. He's projected to go 51st, yeah. So I don't remember where our next second round pick is, but we could lose out on him. Again, defense needs work. Not as concerned about our forwards, so let's see what his overall ends up being. And 58 overall, so not a terrible pick. I like the looks of him, and we got number 53. Alright guys, I'm going to select this Jose Hendricks kid. He's got an ETA of 3 years, 50-50 for a medium top 9 potential. It's probably not going to be that, but he looks quite good actually. I like the looks of him compared to these other guys. This guy's got a medium top 6. But I think I like Hendricks a little bit better. And 64 overall, medium top 9. So actually not bad, good potential there. Look at Carolina, wow, 75 overall. Very good pick for them. We do have a 55th pick, so right down the road. So we could get one of those other picks, and we'll see who we want to take here. Alright guys, so we have Jack Martin here. He's got a 50-50 medium top 9 potential. A- shooting though, so quite good. 3 years ETA, similar style to Zach Parise. Listed as a sniper here, so I like the looks of him. Let's see what he turns out to be. And 63 overall, medium top 9. So potential was on there. Overall, not bad. And we have another pick, number 98. We'll head to that one. Alright guys, we're going to take Dakota Reagan here, 19 years old. Almost a guaranteed at low top 9, 4 years ETA for the NHL. See here, scouted him all right. He's got a lot of B and B minus stats. So for 98th overall, looks pretty good. Got a nice release, good hands, good shot. So he's looking pretty good. He's our next highest ranked player. And let's see what he is. So low top 960 overall. Yeah, and I mean, not bad at all. We'll go to our next pick here, number 113. Alright guys, I'm going to take Andre Hutchings, 18 years old. This is a two-way forward. Pretty good numbers there. Decent shooting is probably the best stats of the guys that I've looked through, projected to go around this range. He's got a low elite potential, 50-50. I mean, no shot that he ends up being a low elite. So because he has 5 years ETA. But again, the stats there, probably the best of the ones we've scouted. And we'll see what he ends up being. And he's a low top 9, so I mean, not too bad actually, 56 overall. It's a pretty decent pick here. We'll go to our next pick, number 134. Alright guys, we're going to take Dale Orr. Our scouts like him, low elite potential, although not, not an accurate scope of the potential. So, I mean, at 134, no shot, he's a low elite, but, his skills actually are pretty decent. B- on shooting already. C- on defense. He's got 4 years, to develop. So these skills are in a pretty good place to develop quite nicely for us. I like the looks of him. Let's see what he ends up being. And low bottom 6. So yeah, again, no shot. He was a low elite, but as you can see here, 58 overall. Pretty on par for where the picks are going. I mean, you gotta meet him back up in low 7D. So we actually had a pretty good pick there. We'll go to our next one, number 166. Alright guys, so now we're digging down here at the bottom of the barrel. I'm going to take Hakeem Dolak. This is a two-way forward. Again, stats aren't great. Skating's an E, so he's going to be really slow. There's B- on shooting. Senses are a C. So, one of his strengths is defensive zone play, so I'd probably like to see that defensive stat develop. See what his potential actually ends up being here. And a 57 overall, medium bottom 6, so I mean, actually not bad. Can't be mad at that pick, and we'll go to our next one here, guys. Alright guys, so this is 50-50 medium elite guy here. There's absolutely no shot that in the 7th round he turns out to be a medium elite. but he is, the highest potential that we still have. So I feel like it's the 7th round. Why not take the risk? And yeah, 7th median D. So that kind of sucks. But I mean, 56 overall. He's like, higher than these two guys. So, um, 7th round. What are you gonna do overall? I really like. I'd say like our first 5 picks were very solid. I think Jaeger's going to be a great addition to the team. We're going to sign him right away. Get him playing in the NHL with us, or at least the AHL, I'd say, maybe for a season. But yeah, I like the looks of our draft here, guys. So we'll head into the re-sign phase and see what we end up working out with contracts. Okay, so we have 23.4 million in cap space. We can actually do a lot with this. See Ryan Pulling here, 2483. I mean, he's a good player. Still got lots of room to grow, and he's only asking for 1.6 million. Goes up to 2. I feel like we do that and maybe get him for like 1.4. See what he says to this offer. Alright guys, so Primo said no to the 1.6. We're gonna play hardball with him, go 1.7 here for 2. I mean, that extra 125 in cap space for the next couple years can go a long way. You never know. So see what says to this one, guys. Alright guys, so Primo did end up saying yes to the 1.7. Good contract. He's developing quite nicely. Again, I think we'll make him our starter this year. 23 years old and already an 83. So that's some pretty solid growth from him. Alright guys, so looking at the free agency here, we have 22.3 million in cap space to work with. We can definitely make a lot of things happen with that. We do need 2 left wingers and a right winger. So we want to take a look and see, kind of steals that we can get here to bring it there. 15.1 million. Are you kidding, dude? But yeah, we'll take a look here. Claude Giroux actually 5.2 there. Bunting, that's pretty good. Duran's at 3.3. So he might come down again. We can re-sign him if he comes down under 3 at some point. 0 teams interested so far, so we'll see what happens with him. But we'll take a look here, guys, see what we can do. Alright guys, so we need a right winger and a Stanton Heinen here. 27 years old, 81 overall, fit nicely into either our 3rd or 4th line. He's asking for 2.1 for 3 years. I'm going to see if he'll take 2 years at 2. See what he says to this offer. Alright guys, so Duran actually does look like our best option still on a left winger, so we're going to see if he takes 3.1 for the 2 years that he wants. We'll see what he says to this. And guys, I just saw Rasmus Asplund here is available, 25.79 overall. Would fit in either a 3rd or 4th line quite well, only asking for a year. He is an RFA, so we'll see what he says. I mean, it's likely that he gets matched. But let's do like just 1.2 and see what happens with this guy. Okay guys, so Asplund did accept. That's actually a really good ad for us. Decently young guy, lots of room to grow. And again, he will fit nicely in our 3rd or 4th line. I don't know why he says we're destined for a good run in the playoffs, because we're like right now we're not, but still a good ad for us regardless. Alright, and we do get Druin back onto the team. I believe at first he was asking for like 3.4, so getting him for 3.1, not bad. He's a good player for us. I like this signing a lot. Alright, and then we get Heinen locked in. Another good ad in the free agency here. Alright guys, so I just noted we have 18.6 million in cap space to play around with here. Gavrikov is available. Our defense definitely needs work. Asking for 5 years. I'd take it until he's 32. I don't know. I feel like we go maybe 4. See what he says to 4.8 there. A little more than he's asking. I think that's a fair contract, and let's see what he says to this. Alright guys, I also know Travis Sanheim is available. 27 years old, 83 overall. It said he fits into probably our 3rd pairing, so he would be a very nice depth option for us on D. He's asking for 6 years. At 27 years old, I feel like maybe give him 5. Let's do 4.45 and see what he says to this. If not, we will, renegotiate, but I think he'd be a great ad for us. Okay, so Gavrikov did decide to sign with the Devils. That kind of sucks. It would have been nice to have him, but fair is fair. I guess they probably made him a more aggressive offer. But it is what it is. Okay, guys, so Sanheim did say yes, so that's a great ad for us. Add some really nice depth to our D pairings. Again, I really like this ad. Alright guys, so we finished the free agency and we are headed into the next season. So to end this episode, I just want to show you our lines headed into the 2023-24 season here. Honestly, our team is looking pretty good, especially our top six. Caulfield's up to a 92 overall, like actually insane. This top line gets a +2 there, and then on our second line, getting a +1, Dvorak up to an 87, playing alongside Druin and Velarde. And then our bottom six, honestly, kind of solid. Yulanen actually went up from an 80 to an 82, so that's pretty nice to see here. Pulling up from an 82 to an 84, I believe, centering Hoffman and Danton Heinen. And then take a look at our defensive pairs here. Romanov and Sanheim locking it down on that first pairing. Romanov up to an 85 overall, very, very solid. Second pairing of Edmondson and Savard, so kind of two of like the veteran defensemen on our team, which I like. And then Clegg and Benning down here on the third pairing, getting that +1 overall. So it'll be like an 80 and an 82 playing on a third defensive pairing, so not bad at all. And then take a look at our power plays here. Our units actually look pretty good. +2 and +1. 4-man really couldn't, avoid this -1. I tried a lot of different combos, but you're not on a four-man power play that often. Penalty kill units, very solid units there. And our 3-man PK, again, can really avoid that -1 on the second unit there, but our first unit is very solid. And then on our goalies, we have Primo as our starter. He's 24, he's up to an 84 overall, so he's actually looking pretty solid. And then Georgiev still an 82 overall, backing him up. So quite a solid backup goalie in Georgiev here. You look at Primo's stats, pretty much all high 80s, which is quite good, especially at his age. So I'm feeling pretty confident, rolling with him going into the season. And that'll do it for this first episode. Obviously not a great season, but we did get a very good pick from the draft in Brendan Yeager. So I'm quite excited to see how this current season will go, the 2023-24 season. I think we have a chance to be, a decent amount better right off the bat here. But yeah, that'll conclude it for this first episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. The support helps me out a ton. And I'll see you back here, guys, for the next episode when we go into the 2023-24 season. Have a good one, y'all.